Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vichakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dhinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Prabhu, I'll just start by saying that please forgive me for any mispronunciations or any other mistakes I might commit. This is the very first time I'm doing something like this. So please bear with me. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 5, Verse 12. Munir Vivakshur Bhagavat Gunanam Shakapite Bharatam Aha Krishna Yasmin Ranam Gramya Shukhanuvader Matir Grihitanuk Hare Katayam. So synonyms. Muni, the sage. Vivakshu, described. Bhagavat, of the personality of Godhead. Gunanam, transcendental qualities. Shakha, friend. Api, also. Te, your. Bharatam, the Mahabharata. Aha, as described. Krishna, Krishnadvaipanya Vyasa. Yasmin, in which. Nirnam, of the people. Gramya, worldly. Sukha Anuvadhe, pleasure derived from mundane topics. Mati, attention. Grihitanu, just to draw towards. Hare, of the Lord. Kathayam, speeches of Bhagavad Gita, Translation. Your friend, the great sage Krishna Dvaipanya Vyasa, has already described the transcendental qualities of the Lord in his great work, the Mahabharata. But the whole idea is to draw the attention of the mass of people to Krishna Katha, Bhagavad Gita, through their strong affinity for hearing mundane topics. Purport. The great sage Krishna Dvaipanya Vyasa is the author of all Vedic literature, of which his works Vedanta Sutra, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Mahabharata are very popular readings. As stated in Bhagavatam 1.4.25, Srila Vyasadeva compiled the Mahabharata for the less intelligent class of men who take more interest in mundane topics than in the philosophy of life. The Vedanta Sutra was compiled for persons already above the mundane topics who might already have tasted the bitterness of the so-called happiness of mundane affairs. The first aphorism of Vedanta Sutra is Atato Brahma Jignasa, that is, only when one has finished the business of mundane inquiries in the marketplace of sense gratification can one make relevant inquiries regarding Brahman, the transcendence. Those persons who are busy with the mundane inquiries which fill the newspapers and other such literatures are classified as Stri Sudra Dvija Bandhus, or women, the laborer class and unworthy sons of higher classes, Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaishya. Such less intelligent men cannot understand the purpose of Vedanta Sutra, although they may make a show of studying the sutras in a perverted way. The real purpose of Vedanta Sutra is explained by the author himself in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and anyone trying to understand Vedanta Sutra without reference to Srimad Bhagavatam is certainly misguided. Such misguided persons who are interested in the mundane affairs of philanthropic and altruistic work under the misconception of the body as the self could better take advantage of the Mahabharata, which was specifically compiled by Srila Vyasadeva for their benefit, The great author has compiled the Mahabharata in such a way that the less intelligent class of men who are more interested in mundane topics may read the Mahabharata with great relish, and in the course of such mundane happiness can also take advantage of Bhagavad Gita, the preliminary study of Srimad Bhagavatam or the Vedanta Sutra. Srila Vyasadeva had no interest in writing a history of mundane activities other than to give less intelligent persons a chance for transcendental realization through Bhagavad Gita. Vidura's reference to the Mahabharata indicates that he had heard of the Mahabharata from Vyasadeva, his real father, while he was away from home and was touring the places of pilgrimage. So I'm just going to stop there, Prabhu, and open that verse up for discussion. If anyone has anything to share or reflect on that message, please feel free to do so. I don't have the experience nor the knowledge to elaborate on the purport of the shloka, so please forgive me for that.
Prabhu, would you be reading the 13th verse also? Or?
Yes, Prabhu. If there are no discussions, I'll proceed to the next.
Yeah, we'll read 13 and then maybe we'll discuss, Prabhu, if anybody has anything.
Okay. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 5, Verse 13. Sashradhanasya vivardhamana viraktim anyantra karoti pumsaha hare padhanusmriti nirvritasya samasta dukhapyayam asudatte. Synonyms. Sa, those topics of Krishna or Krishna Katha. Shraddha of one who is anxious to hear. Vivardhamana, gradually increasing. Viraktim, indifference. Anyatra, in other things than such topics. Karoti, does. Pumsaha, of one who is so engaged. Hare, of the Lord. Pada anusmriti, constant remembrance of the lotus feet of the Lord. Nirvritasya, one who has achieved such transcendental bliss. Samasta dukha, all miseries. Apyayam, vanquished. Asu, without delay. Datte, executes. Translation. For one who is anxious to engage constantly in hearing such topics, Krishna Katha gradually increases his indifference towards all other things. Such constant remembrance of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna by the devotee who has achieved transcendental bliss vanquishes all his miseries without delay. Purport. We must certainly know that on the absolute plane, Krishna Katha and Krishna are one and the same. The Lord is the absolute truth, and therefore his name, form, quality, etc., which are all understood to be Krishna Katha, are non-different from him. Bhagavad Gita, being spoken by the Lord, is as good as the Lord himself. When a sincere devotee reads Bhagavad Gita, this is as good as seeing the Lord face to face in his personal presence. But this is not so for the mundane wrangler. All the potencies of the Lord are there when one reads Bhagavad Gita, provided it is read in the way recommended in the Gita by the Lord himself. One cannot foolishly manufacture an interpretation of Bhagavad Gita and still bring about transcendental benefit. Anyone who tries to squeeze some artificial meaning or interpretation from Bhagavad Gita for an ulterior motive is not Shraddhadhana Pumsaha, one engaged anxiously in bona fide hearing of Krishna Katha. Such a person cannot derive any benefit from reading Bhagavad Gita, however great a scholar he may be in the estimation of a layman. The Shraddhadhana or faithful devotee can actually derive all the benefits of Bhagavad Gita because by the omnipotency of the Lord, he achieves the transcendental bliss, which vanquishes attachment and nullifies all concomitant material miseries. Only the devotee, by his factual experience, can understand the import of this verse spoken by Vidura. The pure devotee of the Lord enjoys life by constantly remembering the lotus feet of the Lord by hearing Krishna Katha. For such a devotee, there is no such thing as material existence, and the much advertised bliss of Brahmananda is like a fig for the devotee who is in the midst of the transcendental ocean of bliss. So one thing I would like to share is in the last month or so, I think it is fair to say we all have experienced this transcendental bliss with the opening of the new temple and then a power-packed month of sadhu sangha and just getting back from the Memorial Day retreat with the association of the devotees and devotees Maharaj and hearing about the pastimes of Lord Rama. It has been a very, very uplifting experience personally for me. So I can totally relate to the purport that Srila Prabhupada has mentioned in verse 3:5:13. Does anyone else have any realizations or anything that you would like to share in the light of the two verses that we discussed today or read through today?
Thank you, Prabhu, for reading. I was just thinking about, how Vyasdeva is, here, reference to the Mahabharata, right? So, I'm thinking loud. Given considering all the kinds of people, right? He wanted to get attracted to the Supreme Lord somehow or other from whatever position they are in, right? So he has written different kind of scriptures for a different kind of people for a different stages. So I was just sharing one class early this morning about needs and the um, wants, right? So needs and wants.
Yes, right.
So I was just trying to correlate that with this, right? Actually, Maharaj was talking about it's not. He was giving a kind of yathartham, right? What is that? Yathartham upayunjate. Anasaktasya vishyam. Yeah, that verse. So from NOD, Nectar of Devotion, right? So yathartham in whatever stage one is in. So using at that stage, the needs and the wants may be different at every stage of the individual, right? The process of bhakti, in the initial stages maybe it is too much variation, but yeah, the person still, if he is trying to engage those activities or whatever wants and needs both in the service of the Supreme Lord, right?
Yes.
So he'll make progress in the path of devotional service. So, but yeah, that's how Vyasadeva has written these scriptures for every stage of the individual, right? Whatever stage one is in, to get closer to the Supreme Lord. Of course, yeah. So that that's what I was that coming to my mind, Prabhu, right now.
Thank you for sharing, Prabhu. Yes, that is so true.
The others can share.
Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru and Gauranga. This is Amrita Kelly Dasi Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, thank you for bringing that aspect of we are able to experience that bliss. I was just thinking this morning, again back to this thing.
Back to reality, yes.
And it's like, oh, why can't we just continue there? I was thinking.
Yes.
But just this thought came as you were saying, by the mercy of these very wonderful acharyas, disciplic succession, we are getting this opportunity. But we were just talking in the car while coming. The kids were also telling, "Oh, it's so good. I don't want to go back. I feel so sad." And then I was like, "Okay, can we move there?" Then like not only my kids, other kids were also there. We were talking, and they were like, "You know what? For a few days it may be okay, but after that, I'm not really sure if I really want. Like nothing will be there. Devotees won't be there, so it won't be as fun as now. Like I mean,
Yes.
I was really appreciating their candidness to
Yes.
express that and be able to see that.
Yes.
So it was when you were reading that statement, there is no material existence for them.
Yes.
But I mean, at least I can speak for myself or these kids who are speaking. We are able to capture that, like when it comes, oh, it's so amazing. I mean, Radha Shyam Sundar's appearance.
Mhm.
But now they're there every day, and I was thinking, yeah, from tomorrow onwards, they're here. I'm going to go for Mangalarti every single day and take darshan. That's what I was thinking during the installation. And
Yes.
after that, I tried like 1 or 2 days, and then I said, okay, at least I'll go take a quick darshan before work. And that's also gone. Like I'm trying at least once or twice a week. It's just I'm just reflecting on this. How far am I from that? Yes, it's only their mercy. We are able to get a glimpses, but to have the real thing, we need to work. We need to work a lot. I mean, in one sense, it's so amazing to hear this. Wow, this is amazing. I just want to be here. But
Very
even
true.
if we are in that state, we may not be able to continue experiencing that bliss, and unless we are completely purified from inside. So just this thought came. I was like, why am I like, why can't we continue? Why I have to go through this job, this, that, cooking, whatever. And then I was thinking, I was appreciating even this process, even this material creation. It's actually helping us to get purified through all this. While doing this is not really the thing. That is what I'm hankering. That is what I really want to experience, and I really want to go to that stage. And in that process, getting detached and also giving an opportunity to say where we are, how much more I need to be cleansed up.
Mhm.
And so somehow some deeper appreciation is coming for the existing situation as well, not only for these glimpses that are coming. So I just like, as you're sharing, I just I was reflecting on that, Prabhu. Yeah, it's very amazing how Krishna, here, he exactly knows what we need, and he puts arranges exactly. Somebody said he actually puts a custom box with a ribbon as a gift. Each situation in our life is like that. It's
That's a
very
very good way
custom.
of looking at it, Mataji.
Yeah, so I was really, feeling very grateful and happy. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your experience and thoughts, Mataji. Any other realizations?
Anything else, then we can end.
Yes, Prabhu. I was also thinking. I don't have anything more to add at this point, Prabhu.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you so much for reading.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.